Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the 40th episode of the Take One podcast, which is the second edition of the Wrestling Corner. And like I said, I'm going to be doing this every week. I have plans to start a regular wrestling podcast. I'm just trying to get my ideas in order and everything straight. It's going to be separate from the Take One podcast, so it would no longer be Take One Podcast presents, I guess you could say, the Wrestling Corner and this and that, but it's going to be its own thing. I have a name for it. I'm not going to give it out yet, but it is going to be coming. I don't know if it's going to be this coming month or in November, but it's going to be sometime this year. If not, then I'll announce it, but I do have plans to start one. But until then, this is what you're going to get every week. And I'm also going to be doing another one. I think I'll maybe have like two next week or whatever. But as of right now, I have two planned for next week. And I have this one. And I have a quick takes on like my No Mercy predictions. And I'm going to have a results podcast for that. But in any case, let's get this started. Like I said, like basically with every podcast, it's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes long. So I'm going to try and get through this. Not going to take up too much of your time. But let's start off with the good and the bad of Raw. Now, this is not a recap. I'm not going to recap every single thing that happened. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the best things and the worst things of Raw. And, after that, I'm going to be talking about SmackDown. So here we go. So basically, one of the best things about Raw that I did like was basically just Sasha and Alexa. To me, I've already said it on the last one, on the first edition of the Wrestling Corner, or all wrestling podcasts, so take one. But yeah, Sasha is just so sexy. Along with her, freaking Alexa Bliss is just fucking like both of them are like so sexy, just so sexy to me. Sasha is number one, but Alexa Bliss, oh my god, like that's two of the best things about Raw. I mean, I guess you could say like, okay, whatever, he's a pig, blah blah, but whatever. I mean, I find women sexy, so I find them sexy, so they are two of the best things that is on Raw. Just a vision, just to look at them, just automatically two of the best things. But in any case. So one of the real best things about Raw was that Nia Jax wins against Alexa Bliss, and so afterwards, Sasha, she tries to go at Nia Jax, get taken down, and then you have Bayley comes out. Bayley. Both, all three of them, Bayley, Sasha, and Alexa, all take out Nia Jax, and they all stand tall. Alexa Bliss tries to take the spotlight, and she gets taken out by Sasha and Bayley. And from then on, they basically stand tall, and they do the whole best friends thing and all that stuff, and yeah, and one of the things that just stood out to me was that Sasha holds up the title, and then she gives it to Bayley. And Bayley looks like she was just kind of being modest and stuff like that. So she takes the belt, and instead of holding it up so that the crowd can cheer her, she puts it on the ground and starts doing her Bayley kind of like thing that she does, her little whatever with the crowd. I'm like, why in the hell did she not lift the title up? At least just one lift up and then put it down and then do your whole thing. Like, I don't get that. Like, it's just, she hands you the title literally so you can hold it up so the fans can see what I ain't gonna say see what she looked like with the title, because she was the, I believe, yeah, she was the Raw Women's title. Not for that long, but she was. Well, the Raw Women's title holder, the champion or whatever, but so just the fans can, cheer, because she has had like a lot of bad luck with, coming out and she's getting booed and stuff. But, they was in her hometown. She would lift that title up. It would have made sense. It literally would have made sense if she's in her hometown, lift the title up. She would have got a big pop, but she didn't do that. So I don't understand what was going on through her mind frame in that particular segment or that particular part of Raw, but whatever. So yeah, we move on to the next one. We got Lesnar and Strowman having their whole vignette, which is actually pretty cool. It was actually pretty cool. I liked it. Just showing the parallels between Strowman and Brock, which is two different parallels, but they were trying to match it up to show like they are similar in a lot of ways. That, you know, when Brock came in, he was the next big thing, and now Strowman came in, and he's basically the next big thing, or he is the big thing right now. So I mean, I kind of like the vignette that they had going on with them. And then after that, we had a triple threat match with like, who was it? Yeah, it was gosh, I was about to say Rollins, Ambrose, gosh, Gallows and Anderson. I don't know why I can't talk right now, but yeah, it was Gallows and Anderson, and it's Sheamus and Cesaro. And Cesaro wins, which I liked it. You know, he steals the win. He comes in, you know, he takes the win. And then after that, that was a good little thing. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into too much details when it comes to these, unless I feel like I have to. But that was a good thing. Another one was the Strowman and Lesnar interview. And just the way Brock Lesnar was selling, I guess you could say, possible fear, or just him just like feeling salty because Strowman has the upper hand. It's just the way he was looking. I'm like, literally, it looked like he was about to start crying. But I mean, he wasn't looking sad, but it looked like he had, like, his eyes was kind of watery, you know. And so like that, and I love just how he sold that. I just love that how he sold that, and even just how intensely Strowman looked just sitting there, and even as he said his words. Now, Strowman isn't like a strong talker. He's one of those talkers that when he is talking, when he's cutting a promo, you're kind of sitting there waiting for him to mess up. Not saying like you're just sitting there, you know, you're wanting him to mess up, but you're just like, okay, he's gonna mess up sometime soon, and you just kind of waiting for it. And when he doesn't, you're like, okay, he did that, cool. He got through that. It's like, it's certain people that when you hear them talk, you know that they're not gonna mess up, so you know you can vibe along with it. But like other people, it's just like you're on pins and needles. Like, are they gonna fuck up? Are they gonna get through this, you know, kind of seamlessly, or you know, just they gonna get through it kind of smoothly to where it's like, you know, you ain't gotta worry about that. But yeah, but I mean, he did good with it. Like, I enjoyed it. That was one of the best things about Raw tonight, was just that, the back and forths. And then Paul Heyman, as he usually do, is real passionate about his client, and just real passionate when he speaks. And like, he was a good part of that segment, as well as, I'm sorry, I'm having to like to swallow a lot, and pause for that. But but yeah, I mean, I like that. And then it ends off with basically Paul Heyman says something, and then Brock Lesnar basically tells him that basically what that means is Suplex City, bitch, and then just leaves it at that. So that was a good like rise until, you know, not rise. That was basically a good build into the match that they're gonna have for No Mercy. So I mean, I liked it. I really did. And it made Strowman look strong. It made him look so strong, and I love what they've been doing with him. Just hopefully, when it comes to the pay-per-view event, which I know I'm putting this up late, so pay-per-view event is probably already off, but I haven't watched it yet, so I can speak on it like that. But in any case, so moving on to Reigns, after, well, he comes out for a segment and he starts like trash talking Cena, talking about how his mic work and stuff like that. I mean, of course it wasn't bad, but he talk about how he can spin things, and you know, and this and that, and how he's not Cena, talking about that he's not some the white boy who, you know, got like a military cut, and, you know, just stuff like that. And he just basically just talking down Cena. And it was actually a pretty good promo. It was actually pretty good, and talks about matter of fact, one of the best things about it was how he's talking about how Cena is a hypocrite. How years ago he was talking about how The Rock was a company man, in the sense of like he was WWE. Essentially, WWE was pumping through his veins, pumping through his blood. Just nothing else mattered until he got a taste of Hollywood, and then he just basically dipped out. And he comes in every now and then, but, you know, he's more Hollywood than he is WWE. And now Cena is following that same path. So I feel like that was actually pretty cool. And then not only that, but he brings up the footage on the screen, and I'm like, yo, that's actually pretty cool. Like, so I enjoyed that little segment that he did. And so he he said, if you want Cena to come out here, scream louder, chant Cena, and then he's like, oh, well, you're gonna have to scream a little bit louder because Cena can't hear you because Cena ain't here. And so that was actually pretty cool. And yeah, and he ends it off basically like that. And I feel like, yeah, he did good with that. He did good with that. The one thing that he can kind of do without is the whole cursing thing. I felt like since they put him on the thing of like, you know, he's cursing now, it seemed like it was just, you know, like I said in my other podcast that when Reigns cursed in the promo when he forgot his lines, it seemed like it was just something to where it's like when you're mad and you can't come up with a joke to counter somebody else's joke about you, you start cursing, you get personal, you start to try and get a little bit more personal and get a little bit more angry. And that's basically what it was. It was like that was the best he could work with. I don't even know if that was part of like the script, but in any case, I think they just heard that and it was like, oh, this is edgy, and now they just running with it. And it's kind of like, give them something more to work with. That's all I ask. But moving on, so like I said, I'm going to try and get through this quickly. Finn cut a promo on Bray after his match with Dustin Rhodes. Not Goldust, but Dustin Rhodes. And it was actually pretty cool. Like the little story he told and all that stuff about him, about Kid, which basically was him, who instead of playing out with the kids, he stayed and, read books about mythology and mythological creatures and gods and stuff like that. So I kind of enjoyed that story. It wasn't like a real big thing, but I enjoyed it. Strowman runs down Enzo, and this is one of the best parts of Raw. He drags him to the ring. He tosses Enzo in the air through the middle rope, between the top and the middle rope, and everyone started chanting, "Thank you, Strowman, thank you, Strowman," and that just shows you how far Enzo is getting over, as far as just who he is. I mean, of course, he has a lot of catchphrases, so people are gonna chant along and repeat what he's saying. But as far as him being a character, he's being shuffled around, and nobody know what to do with him. And it's like he's in limbo right now. He's kind of stuck. He's not high. He's not real low. He's just right there in the middle until he's not. And then he picks Enzo up literally with one arm, with one hand, picks him up from the ground with his back on the ground, picks him up from the neck, lifted him up in the air, and dropped him in a choke slam. That was crazy. Like, I mean, I can't put it past. I'm not about to say like if he did that to the Big Show, then yeah, that would be crazy. But he did it to Enzo. But still, in the same sense, it's like how often do you see somebody do something like that? And that was one of the best parts of it. Then he picks him up and does the running power slam, and then after that he leaves the ring, and then Neville comes out to pick on the carcass. He does the red arrow to him and mocks him, preparing for his match later, which I didn't give a damn about. Jason Jordan wins the six-pack challenge. Uh, between, I think it was, what was it? The Miz Taraj, which was freaking, what's his name? Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, as well as Elias. Not Elias Sampson, Elias, and the Hardy Boys. So Jason Jordan wins that to become the number one contender for the Miz's IC title. And the Miz comes in to basically, take him down. He does a belly to the Miz. And then afterwards, Jason Jordan gets beat down by the Miz and the Miz Taraj. And then that's basically the end of that. And he basically tells him that when the Sunday comes, he's still going to be the IC champion. Kurt is still going to be a bad father, and he's still going to be a bastard, and leaves it off at that, which I thought was one of the best things about that. And then we get to the bad things about Raw, which is not too many. The Jason Jordan, he needs better acting skills and better mic skills, because I'm really not feeling him. He's showing his anger. It's like I want to feel the rage, but I can't. It's a lot of variables working against him that he needs to really work on, from just what he said last week to this week, and then just what he said to Kurt backstage after he after the six-pack challenge, after the first, early in the night. It was just bad. It was just bad. And then the Cruz Hawkins thing, and it just that match, I don't think anybody cared for, and I don't get why they're counting down the Curtis Axel loss record unless they're gonna push him after a while and he's gonna start getting a winning streak. Other than that, I don't see that happening, so I don't understand why they're doing it. So yeah, that was part of the bad. And as far as the rating, I give it a 7. I'm gonna try and rush through this quick, because I'm not trying to talk for too long. There is a lot of likes actually for both shows. I'm not too much of a hater on it, so I guess whatever. There's a lot of likes I have for this. Shit. We have Orton and English starts off the SmackDown good part, and it was okay match. It ended with an RKO. And then Rusev comes out and basically tells Orton that the loss that he suffered from him in 10 seconds, it basically put him in shame with himself and with his country and stuff like that, and he needs to avenge that loss. So he basically another match starts, and it was Orton versus Rusev, and by the distraction of Aiden English, Rusev captures the quick pin. And he leaves the ring excited. He takes that as a big victory. Yes. So, I mean, I guess it's whatever. Corbin versus Styles, in the kind of it was a title match, but in the same sense, I guess you can count it as a United States Open Challenge, which the challenge was basically what was it? Claimed. Is that the word I'm looking for? That's not the word I'm looking for, but the freaking challenge was answered a week prior by Corbin. And so the match doesn't start because Ty Dillinger interferes, and basically Corbin ends up getting hurt. His left leg ends up getting hurt, and when he gets back in the ring, Styles ends up putting him in a cab crusher, which hurts his leg a little bit more. And that's basically the end of that. Charlotte comes out to thank the WWE Universe, and for just basically the well wishes of her father getting better and all that stuff. And then Natty comes out and tells her that there is more important things to, talk about, which is basically a celebration of her, and and then Becky Lynch comes out, saying that she deserves a title shot. I mean, and before, Charlotte said that she wants to get a title shot. Naomi comes out, said that she deserves a title shot, and then Lana and Tamina comes out, and Lana says that Tamina wants a title shot, or she deserves one. Daniel Bryan comes out and announces a fatal 4-way for the number one contendership. and whoever wins faces Natty for the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell next month. And so Charlotte wins. Charlotte wins, and I believe that they did. I don't know. I want to say that they did that all because of Ric Flair's condition, but in the same sense, who can you really give it to? I mean, Naomi, she ain't really did anything with the title. I mean, besides her gimmick, other than that, she hasn't really like elevated it to where it's like, you know, you want to see her hold the title again. Becky Lynch has been like just really ain't really been doing anything. They haven't, well, I ain't gonna say she hasn't. They haven't been doing anything with her. And there's really nobody else. I don't think anybody wants to see Tamina with it unless they really do something with her or she step up her game. But other than that, I don't see them doing anything with her. So I guess like until they get somebody else that will be probably worthy of it, or if they do the superstar shakeup and switch certain talents, Charlotte is the best fit for the number one contendership. So you can't really say it's like because of her father, but you know, it is what it is. Ryder and Raleigh lose their match, and basically it's a possible heel turn, which Raleigh says to Ryder, you know, the only way to change, or, you know, we want things to change, we're going to have to do something drastic. And then Ryder shakes his head like in agreement, and then basically that's it of it. Owens is basically giving his thoughts on what he did last week, which he basically says that he respects Mr. McMahon. And the reason that he did that was because he was envisioning that was Shane McMahon, and that's why he did that. So basically, he just had a moment of insanity, which caused him to beat down the CEO of WWE, or the chairman of WWE, and better yet. And then moving on. And this, it was a fatal four-way. The fatal four-way happened. With it, Charlotte did a moonsault, which was actually pretty cool, on top of Naomi and Tamina. I actually really like that. And then, you know, she pins Naomi, then she pins Tamina, and Charlotte, to end the match, gives a big boot to Tamina to win. And now she is the one that's facing Natty at Hell in a Cell. And I really did like that. I really, the match wasn't like all off the chain, but at the same time, it was a decent match. I love the ending. As far as the bad stuff about like SmackDown, which is the same stuff that was bad about SmackDown last week, was Jinder Mahal just trying to be funny. They need to end it. They need to stop it. It don't need to happen any further. Just quit it. Just no more. Just leave it alone. Jinder Mahal, they can't come up with good jokes. Jinder Mahal cannot execute a good joke. And all this stuff does not equal out to anything being good. So they just need to stop it, need to end it, just move on and do something better. Take the title off of him, because they've had it on him for so long, and he's not elevating it. He's not getting any better. He's not being there like at a point where like, you know, Jinder Mahal, okay, I see him. You know, it's not like that. It's like, yeah, okay. He had it. Okay, get it off of him now. I'm not saying necessarily put it on Shinsuke, but give it to somebody else. Damn it, you know, have AJ lose his title. Give it to AJ again. You know, give it to somebody that's worthy of it. Shit, give it to Kevin Owens. Have Kevin Owens, like, after, like, you don't have to extend this feud with him and Shane. Put him up in there. I mean, let him get the title. I mean, is it... Okay, and then we have Dolph Ziggler. Okay, so the rumors that I hear is that Dolph Ziggler is going to face Bobby Roode, and that's why Bobby Roode hasn't been on TV for the past few weeks, is because he's going to basically come out during Dolph Ziggler's old entrance thing, and it worked. when he did the Shane McMahon one last week. But other than that, no, he's stop it. It's not working, and I bet you he doesn't like this. I guarantee you he does not like it. When he first did the promo, just coming back and then doing it, okay, cool. It wasn't the best, but it was acceptable. Now every week, him coming out and just having like 10 minutes doing the same thing every single week, just stop it. There's two things that you can eliminate from Raw. I mean, not from Raw, but from SmackDown that will make the show a whole lot better. Just stop it. I enjoy Ziggler. They just need to take him back to his prime, his dominance, and when he actually mattered and he was actually good, and just do it. Other than that, get rid of him. That's all I say. I mean, I'm still kind of behind Ziggler because I could see them doing something more with him. But if they not, they just need to just cut their losses. That's basically all the what it is. I don't know if I gave my rating for Raw, or I know. Actually, I don't remember. But both ratings for Raw and SmackDown are both 7s. I enjoyed the show. It had its problems. It had a lot of things that was just okay that I didn't care to mention. It had just a few things that was just bad, but overall I did find some enjoyment out of the show. So, I mean, it wasn't terrible. But in any case, that ends the second edition of the Wrestling Corner on episode 40 of the Take One podcast. And I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Give this a like, blah, blah, blah. I can't even talk. Like I said, give us a likes up and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.